This video is brought to you by Squarespace. How do people put on berets without looking like a mushroom? Okay, hello, or should I say bonjour. This month is always my favorite month because it's of course my birthday, and as you can tell by my beret and the thumbnail, I'm actually going to be going to Paris at the beginning of June for a little birthday trip. So I'm really excited. I have never been to Europe before, and I thought it would be the perfect opportunity to get re-inspired by art and incorporate it into my drawings and my bullet journal themes and all of that. We're just going full-on Parisian vibes today, like Emily in Paris, more like Amanda in Paris. I feel like French people are probably so annoyed at tourists like putting on a beret and then visiting Paris, so I'm really sorry to any of my French viewers, but let's just get started with the spreads. If you are planning along with me, then grab your notebook and your stationery. And if you're just here for the vibes, then I appreciate you equally as much, so you can just hang out here. Okay, let's get started. So of course, I don't think it's any surprise that my bullet journal theme for this month is a Paris theme. I thought it'd be perfect to match my trip, and I'm just so excited to visit. I've never been anywhere in Europe before, and I think it's just gonna be very inspiring for my art and my soul. I mean, it's literally the place for art and architecture, and I can't wait to go to all the galleries and just feel inspired. I'm also going to Nice, the south of France, for a little bit, so it'll be a nice little birthday trip. Anyway, in terms of my actual bullet journal setup, as you can see, I'm creating my cover page, and I thought it'd be really cute to do a quick little illustration of a Paris through the window view. When I picture Paris, and I know this is a very romanticized image of Paris, I'm trying not to have unrealistic expectations of this city because I really want to discover it and experience it with no judgment or bias beforehand. But when I do picture Paris, I think everyone has the same sort of romantic image, you know, looking through a balcony, seeing the Eiffel Tower and all the buildings. So that's kind of what I drew. I really love French architecture, actually just European architecture in general, because I think there's all these beautiful details, such as these balconies. So I drew like an iron fence balcony through an arched window, and through the window you can see the Eiffel Tower in the background. And the style that I was going for is just very loose illustrations. One, because we all know I am a lazy doodler, but also two, I do think it sort of suits that Parisian easygoing, what is that, laissez-faire, is that the term? Easygoing, simple, elegant vibe. So I really didn't want it to look too manufactured and perfect. I mean, none of my doodles ever are like exact. We all know I don't really use rulers and all of that, but for this one especially, I wanted to emulate that hand-drawn illustrative vibe. And of course, in terms of the color palette, again, I wanted to keep it very simple and loose, almost like a painting that you would see someone sketching on the street. So I added a few bricks around it, and the colors that I used were these like watercolor brush pens, that warm academia type of color palette. But on the edges, in order to fill some spaces, I just used some torn up book pages. Again, I have a special book that I used just for this, so don't worry, I didn't rip up a brand new book. And on the left side, I have a very simple quote page in French. I'm not gonna butcher the pronunciation, but it's from Coco Chanel, and it says, beauty starts the moment you start being yourself. I don't know if that's a perfect translation, but I didn't really add much around it, like no doodles or anything, because I just liked that simple, minimal, elegant vibe that the whole spread gave. Before we continue with the rest of the spreads, I wanted to thank our lovely sponsor, Squarespace. Squarespace is a really great all-in-one platform for building your brand, growing your business, and of course creating websites. I created my own website, AmandaRachLee.com, on Squarespace, and it was very easy. If you don't have website design experience, they have a ton of templates and you can customize it with drag and drop modules. And they have a ton of really great features if you're looking to grow your own personal brand. They have mailing lists, so you can collect email addresses and send newsletters to any of your subscribers. They also have member areas. They also make it super easy for you to connect all of your social media accounts so that you can display posts. You don't need to worry about reposting it everywhere, and you can also push your website content to social media as well super easily. And then of course they also have a lot of e-commerce options. You can sell your products or your services right on Squarespace. If you have a side hustle, I know a lot of you guys do, then you can do it right there. And they have a lot of different marketing tools and analytics to help you with that as well. I personally recommend Squarespace if you're looking to create a website. So if you want to try it out for yourself, you can go to squarespace.com/AmandaRachLee for a free trial and for 10% off your first purchase of a domain or a website. Okay, now back to the spreads. Moving on to my monthly calendar spread. So this whole theme, me drawing architecture, kind of brought me back to one of my older themes that I did in 2017, which was the city theme. If any of you guys have been around since then and have seen that, it was very, like, again, black and white, simple, illustrative, but with that one, I really played with negative space. So I kind of wanted to bring that back, and as you can see for this calendar spread, instead of drawing out all of the boxes, I just drew out the horizontal lines and then used the circles, which is where the numbers are, to divide out the spaces. One, it made it super quick to make this spread, but also I think it matched the very simple, minimal vibes of the whole theme. And I used that very light watercolor brush pen for the headers and the highlights. And then above it, in that empty space, I just redrew the Eiffel Tower. By the end of this setup, I pretty much figured out how to draw the Eiffel Tower very quickly. So maybe I'll do a YouTube short tutorial because I'm a Eiffel Tower doodler pro. Did that make sense? Eiffel Tower Doodle Pro. At the bottom in the empty space, I wrote out "à bientôt." Again, please excuse my pronunciation, but that means see you soon, because Paris, I will be seeing you soon. I added the book pages in the corner to fill up space and to give it that scrapbooky feel. And I also added these vintage stamps. I think a viewer actually sent me these in my PO box, and they came in very handy for this theme because I thought it added something a little bit extra, so you saw me go back to the cover page and add those stamps in there. Alright, on to the habit tracker, and really utilizing that negative space and the horizontal line layout. So just like the monthly calendar page, instead of drawing out all of the mini calendar boxes, I'm just drawing out the horizontal lines of the calendar boxes. And then from there, that's how I will be filling in the trackers. It kind of works out because, you know, each box is one dot grid space, so I can still see the divisions. So it's not too hard to use. Using the book page, which, fun fact, is an old Wizard of Oz book, so, you know, just in case you were wondering what book it was. And then to fill in that empty space, I'm bringing back the motif of the iron fence with the swirly kind of design. And I thought it was really cute peeking out from behind the ripped book page. Next, we have my packing list. So I didn't do a mood tracker just because sometimes when I'm traveling and out and about, it's hard for me to keep up with a mood tracker, but I'm definitely going to be needing a packing list. So I took the space of where my mood tracker would normally be. Usually I split up my packing list spreads into clothing, toiletry, tech, and other. And then at the bottom, I added some building doodles. These are very loosely inspired by French building pictures that I've seen. Not super accurate, but again, I'm a lazy doodler, so we did it. Alright, so the next spread that I'm making is a spread that I wanted to make because the last time I made this type of spread was when I went to Japan and Korea, which was in 2019, and it's been a while since I've been out of the continent, so I wanted to do this again for Paris. So this is a things I want to do in Paris spread, and I'm also going to ask you guys for your help for any suggestions. If any of you guys are from France or have visited, let me know what you recommend. I want to know all the tea. I want to know the insider spots. Like, obviously I'm going to do the touristy stuff, but I also feel like sometimes you got to do some things that like locals know. Around that center lettering that says things I want to do in Paris, I just added some French inspired doodles around it. I have the Eiffel Tower, the street lamps, croissants, of course, cafes, little cute cafes, which is definitely something that I want to do. I want to just sit at a cafe, drink coffee, and be the main character. I have a baguette. What else do I have? Perfume. I quickly doodled the Louvre Museum, painting. I'm definitely going to be bringing my sketchbook and maybe some portable watercolors to do some sketches and paintings on the go. These were really quick loose doodles to match the lettering and the style of the spread, but around it in the empty space, I added sections for me to write out kind of like a trip itinerary or places that I want to go, especially if you guys give me suggestions down below. So I have restaurants, landmarks, museums, day trips, activities, and extras. So I will be filling them in and scrolling the comments to see what I should be doing while I'm there. Alright, so we've made it to the first weekly spread of June, and by this time I will be in Paris. So for me, when I travel, I like to have a loose itinerary of things that I want to do, but I'm not like, you know, plan out every minute of the day and the trip. Let me know what type of traveler you guys are though, I'm very curious. But because of that, I thought it'd be nice to have more vertical planning space so that I can kind of loosely map out what we want to do during the day, like not, you know, to the T and exact, but like kind of mornings, oh, museums, afternoon, we're going here. And then also, of course, still having space to add in some to-do list stuff because I will still be working and filming videos abroad and doing ShopAmandaRachLee stuff while I'm on the go. Above the days of the week, as you can see, I have the numbers in these light wash circles, and then I added the iron fence designs around it. I really did not have a exact plan for this, so the fence is probably not symmetrical, but I just added these swirls all around it and it kind of ended up working out. I think it looks really cute. Is this dark academia? I feel like I don't know the terms for all these aesthetics, but I think it turned out really cool. And again, if all else fails, you just add some ripped up pages to fill in that empty space. And the little quote that I wrote at the top, I think translate to everything is going well. I just saw it on Pinterest. Okay, if it's incorrect, I'm sorry. Okay, so here's the full flip through of my June 2022 bullet journal setup with a Parisian French theme. I really like how simple and easy this theme was to make. I feel like I rarely do very minimal vibe spreads like this, and it was kind of nice to go back to that. And I'm just excited to bring this along with me to France and explore. Okay guys, we're wrapping it up, so here are some of the recreations from last month's theme. Look at them, all beautiful and pretty over here. If you guys do recreate my themes from this month or previous month, you can tag me on all social medias, TikTok, Instagram, all of the things, at AmandaRachLee, and you can use our hashtag Little Doodles. If you haven't seen, I am not going to be streaming my weekly spreads anymore. I made a quick little announcement on Instagram and did kind of like a goodbye for now stream. They might come back, so we'll see, but I did just want to say thank you guys for all the support on that. But I will try to post any of my weekly spreads or any bullet journal spreads that I do on Instagram anyway, so don't worry, you'll see much more of my bullet journal there. As I hinted to at the end of the video, we are going to be launching the new notebooks. I will put any information that I have on here if you're interested in the swirl collection. I think they're so cute, and I just think they look like a little accessory. Like, they're really pretty and they're my favorite thing that I've made, so I hope you guys are excited for that as well. I guess I will say goodbye or au revoir. Keep doodling. How do I say keep doodling in French? Wait, let me look it up. As a Canadian, we learn French for most of elementary school and high school, but yet I still do not remember a lot of it. Continuez de dessiner. Continue de dessiner. French little doodles can correct me if that's incorrect. I just use Google Translate. Anyway, bye guys.